There was a press conference that went down. Couple of press conferences.
Mm.
Which one should we talk about first?
Let's go with the main UFC press conference.
The big one. It was
The
a good
big
one. I enjoyed it.
We have kind of brushed over most of the moments already. But yeah, I think most notably, we had a fan storm the stage to try and shake Sean's hand.
Yep. There's a full video of that when he like goes down from the very top of the stands and like walks all the way down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Just no security giving a shit whatsoever.
Until he gets on stage. Until he gets on stage, no one even notices. Which is pretty mad. Pretty cool. It was a pretty fiery press conference, but there wasn't too much drama. It was a pretty standard Sean Strickland press conference where he just kind of yells and hypes up the fight.
I think most of the drama came between the women's fight.
Yeah.
The bantamweight championship.
They had a lot to say.
On the line. They had a lot to say to each other. Although a lot of it was, like we say, quite cringy.
Garble.
Yeah, it was a lot of that. But some surprisingly respectful moments between Sean and Dricus.
Yeah, they're just going into fight. You know, they don't have any bad blood, like we mentioned. They did discuss the fact that they'd kind of come to terms with everything that's already happened over Instagram message, which is cool. You know, it's always good to see. I can see these guys maybe even training together in the future. They seem like they appreciate each other, and they're going to put on a war, and you know they're there to win, and that's the most important thing. And I think whoever wins will be the deserved winner. You know, deep. But yeah, other than that, it was pretty standard. They were all very close together.
Cut very short.
It was cut. Yeah, it was only like 15 minutes.
I wonder why that was.
I wonder.
If you watch this press conference, you watch Dana's face. Every single time a reporter picks up their mic and asks Sean a question, you just see Dana go, like, just looks down, and he looks so nervous every single time. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's almost like if Sean loses the belt, he's never getting a chance to get this high up the rankings again.
Yeah.
The UFC are just going to be like, nah, we can't fucking risk that. As much as they don't really give a shit, like everyone's got a platform to say what they want. Having that person in the limelight probably isn't a good look for them in a few ways.
Which is a perfect time to segue into the other big part of drama.
The interview, the solo interview.
So, yeah, Sean's solo press conference with the media was really spiced up by one particular journalist, Alexander K. Lee. His name, asking Sean about something he tweeted last year, completely irrelevant to this fight, but must be really relevant to this guy because
he was digging.
He was
digging for a response. Like,
look, he got exactly what he wanted out of Sean. At the end of the day, shall we bring up this question? It may be an article or something, because look, the basis of it is, Sean made a tweet saying that if he had a gay son, he would feel he has failed as a man. I don't think... Look, there's always a point to what this guy's saying. I'm trying to be careful with what I say here. There's always a point to what this guy's saying. I think his problem is he has a terrible way of bringing it across a lot of the time. And as fans of this guy and the way that he fights and the way that he kind of holds his opinions, like, I don't agree with all of his opinions, but I appreciate the fact that he's very proud of what he has to say, and he doesn't care who he says it to. I think that's a very powerful skill to have, especially in today's age of this whole cancel culture bullshit. Yeah, this reporter was just really looking for something to write a terrible article about.
There's some absolutely horrible articles online after this.
Yeah.
Like the one that I just found. Look, check out this pussy ass shit. The USA Today, UFC's Sean Strickland made a vile anti-LGBTQ attack. ESPN's response is disgracefully weak.
Look.
Fuck you, Mike Freeman, you pussy.
Look, for me, right, if you're going to ask a question to someone who you already know their views on this situation, right? The guy obviously already knows his views because he's pulling up a tweet where Sean's talking about his views on this thing. Then of course you're going to bring out some response that's going to offend some people, okay?
And what Sean was saying was completely true. You are causing a divide in this country by trying to pick drama. You've taken it too far. Like, we need to fucking do something about this, basically.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't even really attacking him. Well, he was. Definitely attacked him, but in a good way. The guy was trying to cause drama. Don't do that. That's a weak man, pussy ass thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, and what do you mean? What do you expect ESPN to do? What do you expect them to do? This guy, Mike Freeman, who's writing this article, what are they supposed to do? You think they're just going to cancel the event or something because Sean said something that, you know, it's first of all, it's free speech. He's allowed to say whatever the fuck he wants. He can have whatever opinions he wants. Yeah, not in Canada. That's true. But whatever. You know, the UFC don't give a shit, man. They're making money. It's a business. You got to understand that as long as the UFC are making ESPN money, that is a lot more important than your social justice warrior bullshit. Like, the only reason companies follow this social justice warrior, LGBTQ, rainbow shit is because they don't want to lose money via sponsors and all this kind of stuff. If the UFC are making them money, they're not going to give a shit. It's just the way, like, it's simple business. What do you expect them to do?
It's childish tactics. It's like, it's bringing up something he said about these people. This reporter, was it like Sean's first question, are you gay? Like, what he's getting at by that is like, did I offend you specifically? No? Then why the fuck are you asking me this question?
Yeah.
Like, and there's, we saw this, what was his name? The reporter that we were looking at just before, who was saying that, he wants a response out of ESPN. He wants something done about this. There's people that are calling for Sean to be stripped of his title.
It's complete bullshit. It's never going to happen.
The thing for me, right, is if you don't like it, look the other way. You can go on Twitter and there's threads and threads and threads of Nazi shit, right? Okay, this is like crazy. That is on the internet. Okay, you go on Instagram now, and every third reel is someone getting killed in a car accident. And there's people out there, right, who can't handle that stuff. So you know what they do? They scroll on. They don't look at it. Whereas these people are literally looking for stuff they don't like so they can be angry about it. Yeah. And so they can tear someone else down. Culture.
And the guy who asked the question, it's like, right, go on, have a debate with him. Tell him why you think he's wrong. Confirm that he's wrong. Figure out what to do. Instead of just being like, well, he's too dumb.
No. Let me get answer my question. Let me get my point across. No. Which is what he was doing the whole time Sean was speaking.
That guy should be fired. Whoever asked that question,
Ankalaev.
Yeah, he should be fired. Whoever his organization was shouldn't be allowed at Outsports should not be allowed at press conferences anymore. Sick of it.
If you're not there to ask questions about the fight, if you're not a fan,
if you're just trying to dig like drama out of people and headlines and clicks, it's just bullshit. Because that's all it is.
Look,
social justice.
The thing is he's a fighter. Like, Sean's a fighter. He is not. His main ploy isn't being an anti-gay or trans or anything community. Like, that's not his main ploy. His main ploy is being a fighter. And for some reason, people keep asking him about this stuff.
But he does bring it up sometimes, but he always finishes it with, look, be gay. I don't give a shit what you do. It's the agenda and pushing it towards children and trying to ruin like masculinity and break down all these like important parts of our society, like the family unit, you know, the male role in a family, this and that, which is all completely true. Like, he isn't saying, I hate gay people, I hate this, he isn't saying that at all. Like, yeah, he says things in the wrong way, but you should be able to dig deep. If you're smart enough, you should be able to understand what he's actually trying to say. Yeah. And this dude, whoever that dickhead is, what was his name again?
Alexander K. Lee.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Basically.
Look, I think, and again, like, there was another controversial thing he said a while ago about about women being back in the kitchen, okay, and about going back to a single income household. And again, the way that he put it across didn't come off that great if you're an idiot who's looking to stir up some drama, okay?
Yeah.
That is some gold for you right there. But the point essentially that he's making is, since these corporations have essentially taken over the world and inflation has just gone nuts in the last 40, 50 years, we see both parents having to be out in the workforce. And what that has caused is, it's made weak children because
children lacking role models and feeling
that's
left
right.
out and pushed in front of a screen and
pushed in front of a screen. And you see it
that.
so many times nowadays. Is like kids will be, like infants will be screaming and crying, and then as soon as they have a screen put in front of them, that's the answer. And what are they getting influenced by on those screens? They're getting influenced by fucking 14-year-old girls on TikTok who are dancing and next to nothing.
Which also is an issue.
Which is another issue, well, this all ties in together, doesn't it? And then who knows what else they're getting off of these apps, like
these people who bring up these questions are not right in the head.
No.
Like they've been manipulated by other things and, whatever. All love to you. You go do your thing, but stay quiet and stop trying to turn the whole world on its head. It's not working, and we're not going to put up with it any longer. As well, another point is these guys surely know that Sean's doing it for attention, and at least partially, right?
Yeah.
He's wearing a t-shirt that says "a gun for every man and a woman in every kitchen," which is like obviously meant as like kind of a joke, right?
Yeah.
So they're just giving him exactly kind of what he wants for more attention. So it's just this. It's all bullshit. It's all fucked. Of course, they go to Canada, and that happens.
Okay, Sean has 1.5 million Instagram followers, and the clips of him talking in this press conference, there's 3 different clips. The most viewed one has 3 million views. The second most viewed is 2.5, and the third is 1.4. Like that, like you say, if he's doing it for attention, it's certainly working.
And another thing with like Dana White, who's another great example, if a sponsor starts getting all politically correct and this and that, he's just going to literally say, fuck off. We don't need you. Like, if you don't like the UFC because of these political incorrectness and these characters who are allowed to say whatever they want and they're not just reading a script.
Hey, Peloton.
Then fuck off. Stop watching the sport. You're watching 2 men fight and you can't take a little bit of like... Exactly. It's never going to change. The sport is the sport.
My mindset is, look, if there's something I don't like, ignore it. Move on.
These people are fucked in the head. Again, we're probably not really qualified to speak on these issues, but it is what it is.
But no one's listening anyway.
No one's listening anyway.
Look, what's going to happen? The worst thing that could possibly happen from this, right, is maybe this does get some viewership one day, and we get Alex K. Lee going through our old episodes,
and no one's going to give a shit.
Hey,
no one cares, Alex. You're a pussy. You're a fucking dick. I can imagine. Give it 5 years, our channel's going to be much bigger than yours, and you're not even going to have a platform.
Moving on. A
couple of fights were announced.
We were right.
Yet again.
Once again. Not that anyone knows. Once again, Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje, UFC 300 co-main event. Baddest motherfucker belt on the line between the 2 baddest motherfuckers in the organization. By far.
2 of.
At the moment.
I have a few problems with this fight.
What are they?
So Holloway is moving up to lightweight on a relatively short notice, which he has done before.
When was his last fight?
Huh?
When was Holloway's last fight?
I don't know.
It was the Korean Zombie, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, he could have been preparing for lightweight.
No, he could have been, maybe, but we don't know that.
No, but you don't know that either.
But what I'm trying to say is you need a year of time to build. What if you were going to do this properly? And last time he obviously definitely didn't do it properly, whether he's learned from that, whatever.
Versus Poirier.
You'd take a very long time, build up the frame, get to an actual lightweight frame. Because Gaethje is much, much bigger than anyone he's versed at featherweight. And he's also just a big lightweight in general. He needs to put on a lot of mass. If he does that, he's going to lose his speed. He's going to lose his abilities to move around, this and that. I just don't think that Holloway's putting in the preparation that he should for a move up to lightweight if it's a long-term thing. And if it isn't a long-term thing, if it's just a one-fight thing, well, why are you doing it? Is it just for the gimmick or like for money?
UFC 300, man. It's a historical
But if he gets knocked
event.
out, that's it. Holloway could still win a title. If Poirier beats Volk, Holloway steps right in there, and he's got a very good chance of beating Topuria
That
and
won't
winning the
happen.
belt. That definitely could happen.
Well, if
But now he's
Topuria,
taking this risk, and it ruins all that.
if Topuria beats Volk, and Volk is wanting to stay at featherweight, there will be an automatic rematch booked.
Probably, but if he beats him badly.
The guy has been at the top of that division for a long time.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying Max is risking all this potential to get the belt back to fight for the BMF belt, and I just don't see him winning this fight whatsoever. I just really don't see him having a chance against Gaethje. I could be wrong. I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to see Holloway win. But Gaethje is a fucking killer, and he looked super quick, super accurate, very powerful against Poirier, who is a natural lightweight, and he managed to finish him. Like, the guy is at the very, very, very top of his game right now. I don't really see Holloway going for any takedowns.
No.
I see a potential, like, Gaethje versus Tony Ferguson 2 here. I don't think it's going to be that good. I don't think it's going to go well for Holloway. I really don't.
Yeah, I can see your argument there. And yeah,
It's fun, though. So,
it is a very
whatever.
fun fight, and I think that's the main reason why it's here. I think that's the main reason why we've been calling for it. Because the other thing too is, who else is going to fight for the BMF belt? You know, I mean, like, Holloway is the obvious opponent in
So
my
is this
eyes,
just
at
a
least.
thing now? It's just going to keep going, or like?
I hope so. It's fun, man. What's not fun
Yeah,
about
I don't
this?
mind it on 300. I wouldn't have wanted it any other time. I like it on 300, the BMF belt, because it's, you know, it's a bit of entertainment. But in terms of it carrying on, I just don't see it being like something that we really need that much in the sport. Just like a participation trophy, really, for a fun fight. I guess. Like, just do the fight. Why can't they just fight? Like, what is this thing? You know?
Yeah,
It was cool when it first happened. Fuck yeah. The Rock was involved, like the two baddest motherfuckers, the two gangsters.
why was The Rock involved?
I don't know. He just was. But yeah, good fight. 300, probably the co-main event. Nothing's really been set in stone yet, but it's probably going to be the co-main.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's probably going to be the co-main. Yeah.
I think that's enough said about that.
Miller vs. Grant.
Yeah, Miller versus Green, possibly.
Miller versus Green.
Bobby Green, Jim Miller. Jim Miller, we were talking about just
Last week.
just our last
He
episode,
fought
episode
last
20.
weekend. Crazy.
So yeah, already having another fight announced.
He got his
Incredible.
wish.
He got his wish. He's fighting on UFC 300, which he's now got the full set, you know, if you like. 100, 200, and if he can stay healthy and make this fight, then 300 as well. But Bobby Green isn't a pushover.
Got fast hands, very powerful. Got the ability to knock people out.
And a very unpredictable style as well. He does have good defense against some strikers. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it really
He relies
doesn't.
a lot on his head movement and his footwork. Yeah. We've seen Miller put people out, like, recently.
But I think the
he's got a
more
good chin.
important thing to note about this fight is it's gonna be a banger.
Yeah.
Um,
Two old guys. They might both retire after this. You never know. You know. I think Miller. I don't think either of them will, but they could.
yeah, and look, I would have loved to see Jim Miller versus Paul Felder just because of the way that was brought up, and it would have been so wholesome. Do you know what I mean? But I think Bobby Green, for what he's done for the UFC in the last few years in terms of stepping up late notice, taking some pretty hard fights, I think this is the perfect little treat to give him. You know, fighting on the biggest card of the decade, essentially.
Yeah.
And
Good payoff for him.
yeah,
Very happy for him.
yeah, I'm very happy for
And
him.
it's a
too.
winnable fight too. So, you know, it's not like they're throwing him in against, like,
Another guy
someone.
with some pretty out there views. You know,
Yeah, he's pretty crazy.
so I
love
think
him.
if
And he's going to be on the press conference, which is cool.
Mhm.
That's always fun. Bobby Green's always fun.
Alex Kaylee might have something to say to him as well.
Maybe. But he's black, so he gets away with it. He's not white trash. So
I hear you.
that's how those people work.
Hey guys, thank you very much for watching this short episode of Combat Corner.
If you like what you see, we've got lots of long form content below and lots of other videos like this. So feel free to go along and check it out. We really appreciate all your support. Thanks again for watching.
Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, comment, share it around. Have a good day.
Peace.